Hey guys, I'm still in my PJs. Just a sec. Hey guys, now I've changed. Today is the official first day of the tour that I signed up for. I signed up with Inside Japan Tours, and so far they've been really great. The arrangements, the package itself, it's been good so far. The only problem, which to be fair is on my part, is that I arrived 5 hours before check-in time yesterday, so I had a lot of time to kill. So yeah, today's the first day of the official day of the tour. So I'm gonna head out to breakfast, and then we are going to set off and do all sorts of exploring and thingamadoodas. See you then.
They're kind of protected deities for Buddhism. I'll explain a little bit more about Buddhism maybe further down. The thunder god, he's like a halo of drums, which he beats to make the thunder. The wind god, who's carrying like a kind of bellows, which he uses to create the wind. I think I'll explain more about the temple when we're away from the main road.
Kaminari Gate essentially means Thunder Gate. That's Thunder Gate. Today's the second time I'm going back to the temple. I found out the name of the temple, it's the Sensoji Temple. And you can hear the cicadas so loud here.
The temple's got a really long history. It was founded in 645, but this current buildings are reconstructions because this whole area was totally destroyed during the Second World War, like most of Tokyo. So all of the buildings that you see here today are post-war reconstructions, but faithful to the originals. And the story goes that this is the Sumida River, which is the river that we'll take a cruise down shortly. And it was a fishing village, and there were two brothers who were fishing on the river. And while they were fishing, they pulled up in their nets. They caught this statue of Kannon. Kannon Bodhisattva, this small gold statue. And so I hear the story goes, they actually threw it back. They were like, well, what's this? Throw it back. And then they were fishing again, and again they pulled up the statue. So at that point they said, oh, I think this statue wants a temple built for it. And so the village headsman donated his house to be converted into a temple to house this miraculously discovered statue. And then over the years and over the centuries, the temple expanded from there. The statue now, you can't see it. It's a hidden statue, which is never ever shown to the public, or even basically to the priests in this temple. But supposedly it's in there somewhere. Supposedly. And does anyone have a Canon camera? No one here? Well, Canon cameras, it's named after this deity. The Romanization of the letters is a little bit different. Usually Canon, the deity, is Romanized Kannon, Canon C-A-N-O-N. So it's a Japanese camera company, and the founder of that company was a devout follower of Canon Bodhisattva, so he called the company Canon. One other quite interesting thing about Canon is she had a sex change. So Buddhism arrived in Japan after quite a long journey, and originally this deity in India is called Avalokiteshvara, which is a mouthful, and it's a male deity. But as Buddhism traveled into China, the kind of concepts related to Canon, like compassion and mercy, were considered to be more feminine traits. So gradually, while Buddhism was kind of developing in China, she morphed into a female deity. So Avalokiteshvara, Indian male deity, became in China she's known as Guan Yin. Gradually became a female deity, and by the time that Buddhism arrived in Japan, she was pretty much fully female. So this is the main gate of the temple, but is less photographed because it doesn't have such a cool name. But just that plaque just at the top there, you can see it's the name of this temple, Senso-ji. Ji means temple, so most temples in Japan it finishes with Ji. And Senso is actually an alternate reading of the same characters that is Asakusa, this area. And most main gates of Buddhist temples have this type of deities guarding the entrance. They're called Nio, which means guardian kings. And unfortunately they cover them with this chicken wire to stop pigeons pooing on them. But they're a common feature of the entranceways of Buddhist temples. And one thing that you'll pretty much always see as a feature of these statues is that one will have its mouth open and the other one has its mouth closed. And there's a couple of theories about the meaning of that, but basically they all amount to the same kind of thing. One theory is that they're saying the first and last letter of the Sanskrit Indian alphabet. The first letter is R, and the last one is and so it's kind of like A to Z, Alpha to Omega, like the whole of everything kind of thing. It also happens that the first and last letter of the Japanese alphabet is also R and T, so it's kind of similar. And then another theory is that they're showing the moment you're born. As soon as you're born, you open your mouth and take the first breath. And then the last thing you do when you die is you breathe your last and close your mouth. And so it's the same kind of thing, kind of beginning to end, like all encompassing. And then of course we're walking through the middle to enter the temple, which is life, so between birth and death. And they're they're guardians that protect the temple from evil influences. On the other side of this gate, if you turn around, you'll see these big waraji, straw sandals, really huge ones. And the idea behind those is that they're the footwear of these deities. Although actually the deities' feet are much smaller than the sandals, but the idea is that if any evil spirits come to the temple, they'll see the sandals and think, wow, they've got some big guardian deities here, better stay away. So that's the idea. This is omikuji, which means fortune slips. And so people come here and you pay 100 yen, and if you want you can get a fortune slip. You put 100 yen in this slot, then you grab this container, give it a good shake, and then there's a little hole here, and then you tip it until a stick comes out, and then the stick's got a number on it. This one's number 94, so you match it up. I can help you if you like with the number, and you take your fortune slip out from here. They range from like just levels of fortune.
Yeah.
So the top one is Daikichi, best fortune, but they're quite rare at this temple. And then it goes middle fortune, small fortune, fortune, little misfortune, middle misfortune, and then curse is at the end.
Wow.
But you can't lose, because if you get a bad fortune, you fold it up and then you tie it on these racks, and then the wind will wash away your bad fortune. So it's okay. But if you have a good fortune, you can take it home with you.
Got regular fortune, yay.
So it's a purification basin. You grab one of these ladles and you fill it with water. It's usually best to fill it from the running water rather than from the basin. And then first you purify your hands. So you take a bit of water, purify your left hand, then your right hand, and then if you like you can purify your mouth as well. But you don't drink the water, and the big no-no is drinking from the ladle. Don't drink from the ladle. You pour the water into your purified hand, and then take a sip, and then spit it down here, not here, down here. And then the final step, which even a lot of Japanese people forget to do, is you should purify the stick which you've been touching with your filthy nipples. And the way to do that is you're going to invert the stick. That's the way to purify yourself. Whenever you're in a Buddhist temple, it's always worth looking up, because often Buddhist temples have kind of interesting art on the ceilings, and often it's dragons. And this guy, he's kind of another protected deity. He's a kind of dragon king. And then on the ceiling you've got the dragon as well. You'll often see dragons at Buddhist temples because they're also kind of protected. Dragons in Japan are quite different to dragons in the West. We think of dragons as like evil creatures that need to be slain. But in Japan, dragons are nice. They'll help you. And another thing that's kind of opposite from Western countries with dragons is we associate them with fire. But in Japan, you'll never see a fire-breathing dragon. In Japan, they're associated with water. So it's kind of the exact opposite. These two buildings just here are also quite famous. These are both the Asahi Beer headquarters. So the actual headquarters itself is the big building on the left, and it's meant to look like a glass of beer. So the windows are tinted gold.
Okay, that makes sense.
But if you ask me, it's not really a Japanese pint of beer because the head's way too small for that. It's more like a Western pint of beer. And then the building on the right is the Asahi Beer Hall. Actually it's just a kind of overpriced restaurant that serves Asahi beer. But the architecture is very interesting. Designed by quite a famous architect, a French architect called Philip Stark. And the object on top is particularly iconic. The architect, he called it the flamme d'or, the gold flame. The locals call it the Hindu door, the golden flame.
The golden turd.
So yeah, it's kind of a local landmark, quite famous.
In London, this water looks absolutely beautiful. To be honest, I don't know if this water is cleaner than London's River Thames water, or if it's more polluted, but it looks so much more beautiful. And from instinctively speaking, it looks cleaner, I would say. Looks like an impressive shuttle boat thing. Super futuristic looking. Like, wow. So after visiting the Sensoji temple, we went on a boat ride, going from the water bus stop in Asakusa, going to the Hamarikyu Gardens.
Period, it's the same thing, and that's from 1603 to 1868, and that's the point in Japan's history when Kyoto was the official capital. It's called the Edo period, and Edo is the old name for Tokyo, and it's called the Edo period because although Kyoto was the capital, Tokyo was the most important place in Japan at that time. It wasn't the official capital, it's where all the power was. The emperor was in Kyoto, being the emperor, but he had no power. All of the power lay with the samurai government in Tokyo area, and particularly during that period, the Tokugawa shoguns during the Edo period. And the Tokugawa shoguns, they had Edo Castle located in Tokyo, but this gardens they created in the 17th century as a kind of detached, well, like a kind of villa, like a kind of retreat. Later on in Japanese history, when power was restored to the emperor, This garden was transferred from the shoguns back to the imperial family. So it became a kind of detached palace for the imperial family. And also during its history served as a duck hunting ground. But was only open to the public after the Second World War in 1946. So it's only been open to the public for quite a short period of its history. And this is a very nice place to have a wander around.
Hold on a second. Yes, I need to document. Yep.
Tokyo's main observation tower, but it's been rather dwarfed by the new Tokyo Sky Dream. Whilst at the gardens, we visited the traditional tea house there. I forgot to take footage or pictures of the food while we're inside, but it was a good experience. The tea was very bitter. It was an acquired taste. We also saw the 300-year-old pine tree. We went to the mall next to the Nippon TV building for lunch. But before that, there was an interesting clock right outside the Nippon TV building, the Miyazaki clock. And at 11:55 a.m.,
after seeing that amazing clock, we went to the mall right near the Nippon TV building, and it was really cool. There were like several like competitions and activities going on there. You had a singing competition, you had some kind of quiz game show type thing going on there. There was also like a zip line thingamadoodah, amongst other things. Got Subway lunch, and it features a Where's Wally post puzzle on the wrapper, which I think is pretty cool. Where's Wally is reaching even Japan in Subway of all places. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Found Wally. He was right over there. Not too hard to spot. I also found Wenda. I think before Wenda there was Wilma, but she was replaced by Wenda, her quote-unquote identical twin sister. Sure thing. Wally, like I said, he wasn't too hard to spot, maybe because it would be easier for newcomers to find him. But yeah, Subway and Where's Wally? So, after lunch, we made our way to Harajuku. When we got to Harajuku, that's where we dispersed for the day. Some of us went into the nearby Shinto temple. Others went off in other directions for, to look for like stuff. There were a bunch of other areas to look at. I myself and I think two others went to the nearby Shinto temple, the Meiji Ginju. There's two ways to go. It's either that way or the way with the giant gate. So you have the main shrine, which is that way, which makes sense. Then you have Siamusho Sanshuden, which is that way. Go to the main shrine first. Maybe I should go to that way. What's there? Nope, go to the main shrine first. There is final gate before the entrance to the main shrine, and it sounds like something's going on there because I can hear a drum. I don't have energy to walk faster than this, but hopefully I can get there whilst whatever's going on is still going on. Whilst I was there, I noticed similarities between the Shinto temple and the Buddhist temple that we saw earlier. The fortunes and purification fountain were the key similarities that I saw. Not sure which influenced which. I'm going to guess that the Shinto temple influenced the Buddhist temple because the Shinto religion is as old as Japan is. It's pretty much ingrained into Japan, whereas the Buddhist religion came to be a part of Japan's culture 1,500 years ago. So my guess is that the Shinto fortunes and the purification fountain influenced the fortunes and the purification fountains that we saw at the Buddhist temple. And after all of that walking, I decided to go back to the hotel because I was mad tired. And that was day 2. Technically day 1 of the tour, but day 2 of my stay in Japan. Overall, it was a great day, but there was one thing that really annoyed me about today. Had nothing to do with the tour or Japan or anything like that. It was down to my choice of clothing. So I'm about to get a bit icky. This is concerning bodily hygiene. So if you're a bit or whatever, if you don't want to hear about that, skip ahead. And yeah, so my choice of clothing. I was wearing trousers that were sealed at the top, at the waist, obviously, but also sealed at the bottom of the legs. Today was really hot. It was like 32 degrees, which meant everywhere was sweating, particularly the legs. And if there's no ventilation, that means there's nowhere for the heat to escape. So the trousers I was wearing, they were, actually I can show you. These were the trousers I was wearing. I don't know if you can see, but the material isn't the greatest. Not very breathable. So as a result, heat was trapped, and as heat is trapped, there was a lot of sweat in the leg area, and with a lot of sweat in the leg area, there will obviously be sweat. And what ended up happening is that at some point towards the end of the trip, I essentially looked like I wet myself when it was just a lot of sweat. I don't know why I wore those trousers, but that was kind of a bummer for the day, but everything else, loved it. But yeah, that's it for today, and the next part will be tomorrow, so I will see you then. Matane.